Hello guys, it is Jead, and FC26 is in a very interesting state of the game right now. We've got the annual sort of the game is crap videos going around. You've got a lot of debate online, so what better way to go through it than we've basically got all the best Reddit posts from the last few days of people talking about the game, the state of the game. Is it as bad as people are making out? What the content's like on the game? Is it EA's fault? What the creators are talking about? We've even got some videos to go through as well. We've got Kurt's video, if you've not seen that already. Kurt coming back to the game, as well as AA9 skills, quitting doing Road to Glories, and why. Basically, why is he doing this? What is going on that is causing this? Again, annual thing we see. So Reddit video, of course. Let's talk through the community, what you guys are saying, what people online are saying. Let's jump into it. So as you can see, I've gone and picked out a load of the Reddit posts. I've just spent ages going through and picking out the ones that we actually want to talk about, some of the best ones. And we're going to start with, of course, what's been going around in sort of the creator space, including AA9 skills. And of course, if you've not seen, Kurt is apologizing to EA.
Sports, after 6 long years, I would like to take this opportunity to apologize for...
When he posted this video, I think anyone else has seen this. If you don't know who Kurt is, 6 years ago now. Kurt was a pro player, really, really good pro player. Essentially didn't like the game. He was one of the few pro players that spoke out against EA, and because of that he got banned from the game. He didn't just speak out against EA, he spat on their badge and at tournaments that he was playing at and different things like that. Like, he was very outspoken, and I think the community like that at the time probably did cross a boundary, and that's why maybe he's apologizing now, which is a bit... I don't watch Kurt, I don't see what he's up to now, so I don't really know what, like, out of the blue, what this has come from, but he probably did cross the line. But a lot of people like the way he spoke out against EA, because of course you guys know creators that partnered with EA or work with, you know, they rely on this game for an income. Don't speak out about it, because again, they rely on it for an income, they need it. Kurt wasn't like that, so I think it'd be nice to see someone like that back in the community. I think if the game numbers are falling, because it's no doubt, right, when we're talking about these different videos and Reddit posts, the game numbers are definitely falling, that's like for sure. But getting someone like Kurt back in the community could definitely raise that, because it just brings a bit of, maybe a bit of controversy, but a bit of hype back to it, I don't know. But essentially apologizing to EA. Now, it's interesting timing.
For my past actions, I was rude, inconsiderate, and especially now that I have been on the other side, working on a football
I thought for sure when I seen this it was fake. Or not fake, but he's going
to
pump fake it at the end.
The wrong way, so...
But no, it's just a genuine apology. Now, the timing is weird, because think about the game right now, probably the lowest player, or the lowest viewership numbers we've ever seen. So an interesting time, maybe to try and push pressure on EA to let him back on the game. Is he going to get unbanned? Probably not. But it's interesting timing. And then we also seen, I'm sure a lot of you guys will have seen, the other big news is AA9 skills basically announcing he's quitting the Road to Glory. If you've not seen this video, go and give it a watch. I think Nick did a video reacting to it, which is what I posted the tweet about, which we can jump into. But essentially quitting the Road to Glory for a lot of reasons. And one of it relates heavily to this channel. But there's a lot of reasons he stated, and I think not many people disagree with what he said. You can, you know, agree with what he said and then still play the game and still enjoy it. But this one here I want to play. I've gone to this clip because I think it's very, very interesting. Again, for any of you guys that are on the channel frequently.
To make coins in this game is so difficult, in my opinion. Some people are really good with the market. It's so difficult.
We trade,
for me
obviously.
to make coins. So for me to even rotate like out of 100K cards, 200K, 300K cards, I can't do it. Because if I buy a card when the promo comes out, I lose so much money.
And I think a lot of people feel that, right? If you trade and you enjoy trading and making coins on the game, I think we're at about 11 million liquid now, and that's great because we get to use a lot of different cards, and that's kind of the whole point of the channel, right? That's the whole point. We have the Discord, the Twitch, or whatever, right? That's the whole point of it. If you're not like that, I do also sometimes see, if you're someone who just jumps on the game casually, which 95% of the player base, if not more, that is what they do, right? Jump on the game after work, after school, casually, and you're using a team like this. You've got the R9, you have got the Wilson, but you've got 100,000 coins or 50,000 coins, because there's no tradable rewards. Tradable rewards don't really exist. They kind of got phased out since, like, I don't know, a few FIFAs ago. I do think it's interesting that how do you find time to enjoy the game? How do you find the coins to go and do every SBC or EVO, or just use different players? Not to the extent of this where you're still using the 88 Sergio Busquets, but yeah, I do think it's interesting that if you don't have coins on this game, you don't have that facility, you're not going to put money on the game. Of course, putting money on the game, Anthony Day style, is a little bit different, but yeah, if you're not going to do that, how do you enjoy the game? So I think that's a big reason why AA9 skills said he's quitting, right? Because think about it back in the day, you guys remember FIFA, what would it be, FIFA 17, AA9 skills, getting, you know, top 100 rewards, getting a lot of tradable packs, you sell that, you make coins. If you were good at the game, you could then buy new players, where now it's, if you put money on the game, you can buy new players. So I'm not saying I agree. I maybe am different because I have a lot of coins. I enjoy trading. I enjoy making new teams. I enjoy trying out big end cards, then selling them. And that's how I enjoy playing the game. But I kind of do understand it. And when Nick did his reacting video, I put a tweet out. If you've not seen this, then go follow me on Twitter. But nah, I'm messing. But the tweet was basically about people saying FC26 is the worst game ever. And naturally, by the way, it picked up a little bit of traction. And most of it was, I think there's a lot of comments, have a lot of likes of people basically saying, you're you're wrong, the game sucks. Because whenever you do anything positive, not positive, it wasn't a positive tweet about FC26, you get a lot of people saying, unpopular opinion because wrong, it's a horror game, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think FC26 is the greatest game EA ever released, but it's not the worst. I want to be very clear on that. It's not the worst. It's not even as bad as last year's FC25 game. My main point on this was basically the game can feel awful and content can sort of be boring. We've had crap patches this year. We've had better patches. We've had crap content. We've had good content like Foot Birthday. But the main point of this, if you want to take one line out of all this, tweet, and you're not reading all that, is this one here. No game should be played 365 days a year for 12 years straight and still be enjoyable, right? So AA9 Skills, for example, was played way before FIFA 14. I think he, for example, started in like FIFA 12. And as a content creator, you kind of have to rely on doing this daily if you want to make a full living off it, which I'm lucky right now that I don't, because I don't have the same pressure. But if you're someone like AA9 Skills, of course, you got to do a full living off that. So you got to play it daily. If you played FIFA 14, FIFA 13, FIFA 12, it's the same game. Like, it's the same dopamine loop. It's not the same game, but it's the same dopamine loop of get players, use better players, play the game. The game's not that different. People will say it is. At the end of the day, it's a football game. It's not that different to like FIFA 14. And what that means is you've played a very similar game for 365 days straight for 12 years. I just don't see how that's healthy, right? And not healthy and like you can't still enjoy the game, but not 24/7. So if you feel like you're someone that needs to take a break from the game and you played for a long time, that to me just made sense. And people disagree with that. People said, oh, FC26, should feel amazing every single day. I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with that. And we're going to jump into obviously the Reddit post. And I think there's a couple major issues with seeing what the community is saying. I think a lot of these posts are very interesting. What I want to start with is if you take a look at this is the Foot Reddit. So we've got both. You guys shouted at me last time when we did the last Reddit video that we only went on like the FC Ultimate Team Reddit, and it's the main FIFA one, but it didn't have the right community or something. So we've got both. We've gone through both Reddits, so I have everything. And when I was scrolling through the Foot Reddit for this video and I was picking out the best post, I want to show you guys. I didn't want to show you guys any crap. Look at how many of them are just player picks from the store or packs from the store. Like how many of these are the recency buyer player picks? How many of these are just store packs? SBC packs have always been huge on these Foot Reddits and not anything, but like packs from the store is a little bit crazy because like historical encore icon pick, that's from the store. It's a crazy pick, by the way. You get a Team of the Year Maldini and Future Stars Pele. So that feels like to me the main bit of content here. Like the main bit of content feels like from the store. Not all of it. Like you've got packs like here just from SBC packs, which is nice. It's nice. But it was a lot of the recency bias player picks, which again, if you guys haven't seen, these are a huge bit of content. You get Team of the Years in this guy got Messi time warp. Who would you take? I'd probably take Team of the Year Pedri. I'm a little bit boring, but I just think that the main content right now is the store. And again, I mentioned that earlier in my tweet. That's the main problem with the game. The main problem is the big issue we all agree on is store pack push and go into untradables. I don't think a single person watching this video, well, let me know down below. Does anyone disagree that store pack's bad? Like just the increase of store packs is bad. But that's where the community are putting all the time right now. So interesting, right? But yeah, right, into the Reddit post talking about game, what you guys want to see, right? This is pretty much what most of Foot Reddit has been the past 2 weeks. Probably longer. Probably since Foot Reddit existed. But it's a lot of people talking about the scripting, the gameplay, people go in and get in glitches, all this sort of stuff that we see, but it's definitely been amplified in the last few weeks. If you see a lot of these posts we're going to go through, is a lot of these people complaining about the different gameplay, and we've got some other things in there, right? So, first of all, I've got a lot of heavy thoughts on this, like a lot of heavy thoughts, and I disagree with a lot of people. But we got my mind cannot comprehend how someone can go 15-0, and again, how are you guys not getting shit on by the game? My brain cannot work this out. I'm not saying I'm the greatest player, but I lose so many games, so the game just fucks me over non-stop for 90 minutes. I usually get 10 or 12 wins, but it feels like almost every loss I take, I'm hitting the post, the net, keeper's missing one-on-one saves. Basically scripting DDA. It's got a lot of likes, that's a lot of upvotes, and a lot of traction to get on the Foot Reddit. And I think this is a massive stigma that needs to be sorted out in the game, because I think you're confusing two big different things. The game can be crap at certain times, EA can mess up, content can be awful, gameplay patch can be bad, AI defending, we're going to talk about AI defending today, you best believe it. But the second part is people just saying the game is bad when they're not as good as the game as other people, right? And I want to be very clear, I get like 10, 11 wins, 12 wins on a good weekend, 13 wins on an amazing weekend, and 9 wins on a bad weekend, right? Such a standard average weekend league player in terms of getting wins. But you need to understand, people are good at this game, they're just good at this game. If you get 50-0, you're overcoming EA's BS. And there can be BS in the game, don't get me wrong, you could get some crazy animation, and the chance of getting that at least once a weekend going against you and you losing the game because of it is heavy. But put it this way, right? If you played against Anders right now and you got so much DDA scripting on your side, do you still think you'd win? Probably not. Probably not. You'd still lose, right? Now that's an extreme example, but you get what I mean. Just lost 30 matches in a row. See, people are taking the piss. But the only way you don't get fucked by the game is if you're significantly better. So well, I think it'll even out over the long term. If you seriously believe scripting DDA is against you, you are deluded. Like that is simple as. You are deluded if you think it's against you. It will even itself out over the course of maybe not one weekend league, but of course of the 2 or 3 weekend leagues. Every time you get scripting against you, you will get scripting going for you. It's not scripting. It's a luck-based game in some aspects with bounce backs and different things, especially right now. We show you some of the clips a little bit later. But yeah, I do think that you can't confuse the two things. Don't think that because you're bad at the game, that means the game is bad. But at the same time, the game can be bad. And I think people confuse the two of them, right? And the next post that I seen did not get anywhere near as much traction. Look at this. Thank God people are calling this one out. But I wanted to pick this one specifically because you see this so much, not only on the FUT Reddit, but Twitter's a crap place for this, right? How's escape the scripted weekend league? No brainer that weekend league is scripted as fuck. Now that first sentence right there is a red flag, right? Otherwise, it's not explaining how we get the same results every week. If I start 6-0 or 0-6, the result will always be 8-7 or 9-6. It's frustrating. Now, if you're someone with IQ, you can probably figure out the problem with this first sentence here. Matchmaking in FUT Champs, especially right now with how few players there are in FC26 compared to past years, means that if you don't actively, and I mean actively try and get better at the game, which not everyone has to do, by the way. If you play this game casually, then you don't have to actively try and get better at the game. It's a game at the end of the day. But if you don't actively try and get better at this game, matchmaking's going to make you go the same results every single weekend. So if you're an 87 player or a 9-6 player, and again, you don't actively play the game that much because you got work, you go out with your friends, you go and do things, which is fine. No one's having a go. But it means that you're not going to get more wins than what you get every single week. So if you start 6-0 because you had nice matchmaking or you just played very nice, you're then going to get put against other people who are 6-0, which you are not better than. They will beat you. You will start going like negative again or going 87, 9-6. And I think again, it's not that like so people agreeing with it. It's crazy. You're on 7-8 wins after week. Last night met 2 times. Cheated team. See, oftentimes I've met people who saying they're coming against cheaters and hackers when they've got crossplay turned off on console. And what they really mean is they just played someone so much better than them. They didn't get any hacks against them. They literally just think the person's hacking because they got absolutely cooked. And that is the problem. The problem that I don't like is basically the same as the last Reddit post, right? People thinking that the game is bad because they are bad. I think we got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of that before we can have like good conversations about the game. And yeah, it ties into this. This was amazing. I saw this, right? Can we safely conclude that FIFA 14 is the worst? Basically, someone posted this on Reddit as like a little bit of a joke, right? A little bit of a nostalgia thing. But 12 years ago, can we safely conclude that FIFA 14 is the worst FIFA release ever? Now, if you guys are anything like me, FIFA 14 is one of the best FIFAs of all time. If not, like, it's probably top 3. Might even be top 2, top 1 for you, right? But 12 years ago, when the game was out, people were saying the exact same thing. Can we safely conclude FIFA 14 is the worst FIFA release ever? No, but the reason this happens is because, think about it, FIFA by design is a rage-inducing game because it's not all skill. There's luck involved. Any game where you can lose by 1 goal and a last-minute winner, which is not really your fault, is rage-inducing, which means every single FIFA game. I'm talking FIFA 17, FIFA 18, FIFA 14, FIFA 23. Every single FIFA game has had worst game of all time shouts consistently throughout the life cycle of the game. So just be careful when we're talking about FC26. And it goes back to saying this about me talking about 89 skills and Nick and the Pentez has been having rant videos and all this stuff that we see throughout the years. I think a lot of it is people who've played the game for a long time and they're just fed up, and that is fine. Go and play something else. Not in a bad way, not in a negative way. Just don't play the game. If you've played the game for 12 years, 365 days a year in the Penthez style, and you now don't enjoy it, is that not normal? Is that not just a normal thing to say, that you're not going to enjoy the game as much? Go and play something else. I'm sure it'll be the same for me at some point. I don't plan on playing FIFA daily forever. I enjoy the game right now because I enjoy trading, trying new cards. And speaking of, to be fair, we got the perfect Reddit vote again, a Reddit post with 70 upvotes again, which is quite big on the FUT Reddit 2 days ago. If you're done with the game, just be done. Honestly, is anyone else tired of seeing the same? I've had enough videos from streamers every single week. We get it, the game isn't great state right now. I agree, the game's not in a great state right now. I can agree with that. That's not even up for debate, but at some point it just starts feeling repetitive and honestly a bit performative. If you're truly done, then be done. Move on. Nobody is forcing anybody to keep playing. The difference is a lot of us play on our own terms, not because we have to, but if it stops being worth our time, we just log off and do something else. Now, I think I'm the perfect person to talk about this in the last year because I have gone from playing the game casually to trying to do the game as a strike streamer, content creator, trying to do it full time. And I've noticed one big thing that I think everyone would only notice if they do exactly what I've done and go from casually to trying to do it full time, is that when you play the game casually, so right, this exact post right here, when I played the game casually last year on FC25, I played Team of the Year and I didn't play again until Team of the Season because I had exams in that time. I didn't have time. I had exams in that time. I couldn't do that this year. I would continue to play the game, and I have done. I played the game every single day nearly since the start of the year. And by the way, again, really enjoyed it for the most part. But the difference was, if I'm not enjoying the game for a week or two on FC26, I'm going to have to keep playing it because, again, I've got to put videos out, and I enjoy doing videos more than I enjoy playing the game at times. So I enjoy doing streams and videos, so I'll keep playing the game. But if you're someone that's like this, and if you're anyone watching this now, and you don't rely on this game for an income, which I assume is most of you, and you don't rely on this game for anything, and you feel like the game's a bit boring, put it down for a week. Because often what happens is, if you put it down for a week and you're often someone that enjoys FIFA, you'll play it again next week and you'll have such a good time. Put it down for a promo, right? Miss out on a promo if you're not enjoying the game. Come back and go, oh my god, there's new evolutions, there's new SBCs, there's a new pack grind, there's whatever. You will enjoy the game so much more. But what that doesn't lend into, what that doesn't mean is that if you're a content creator, you can't say the game is crap just because you don't enjoy it for a week or two because you've played it far too much. And I'm not saying what AA9 Skills is saying here, by the way. I recommend all you go and watch this video if you've not already. He's actually saying FC26 is a good game right now and he plays career mode. He just doesn't enjoy doing Road to Glories on the Ultimate Team. team or whatever, and that's fine. But yeah, I really recommend that basically if you are done with the game, just be done. That is absolutely fine. No one is forcing you to play this game. I agree that for a lot of us, it's a community now. If you guys are not in the Discord, I really do recommend you go and get in our Discord server we have. Honestly, I'm not, well, maybe I am just a little bit biased, but we've got pack show off, Evo, team advice, and since I've built this, I think we're now about 5,400 members from the start of the game, and I'm so proud of what we built, because a lot of people I know in this community, in this one here, in our server, that maybe don't have any other friends that play FC26 or just don't know anyone that plays it. And I think a lot of what FC is co-op. It's seeing who else people have packed. It's looking at other people's Evos. It's why a lot of you guys watch videos like this or streams, because you want to get involved in the community. You want to see what everyone else is doing. Honestly, getting into something like this has made it so much more enjoyable, even for me, just having the community like you guys and being able to, you know, see who we're packing, see what Evos we're doing and different things like that. But if you're done with the game, just be done. Now, however, what I can't save and what I can't try and be positive about is this, because I agree with this. I'm surprised this doesn't have more uploads, right? I agree with this so much. It's almost April and I'm still having infinite load screens when trying to collect season rewards. The actual menus of the game right now, not in terms of design, not in terms of content. Now, that is my big issue. I've said store packs before. My big issue is the menus and the load time and waiting for objective claiming. That's not something I can get on with. If that got worse and worse into FC27, that's the only thing that I genuinely would consider quitting. Because if I'm ever tilted after losing a game of foot champs and then the menus don't load for me, I don't know about you guys, but my head's going to explode. So that's the one. That's the one I will give everyone. If they fix the menus, not fix them and make them amazing, by the way, just make them work. Literally just make them work. I'm happy. I'm happy. Right, ball knowledge time. Ball knowledge time. Watch this clip. Why is he running back and not making the run? Because again, this leans into me earlier saying that a lot of people who don't enjoy the game are just not very good at it, and that is fine, but they confuse the two things. Not being good does not mean the game is bad. So essentially, right, watch this guy's striker. I'll try and point it out to you, right? He makes a run down here, right? Watch this guy's striker here. Essentially, what he wants to do is go down the line, put it into the box, and this is ignorance on FC. People not being good, leading them to being angry. And this has got a lot of people in the comments who have no idea what's going on. I've not seen a single person yet saying that it's, you know, what I'm going to point out to you guys now. Almost everyone's saying, oh, the game's stupid and roles are stupid. EA 2.0 roles, nothing to do with roles, right? And this is actually not, no, it didn't piss me off, but what I mean is 17 upvotes. Everyone down in the comments agreeing with this guy. Take a look at this, right? Watch his striker. He wants him to make a run. Simple, right? He wants to go down, pass it, and goal. And his striker runs back. Right. If you saw this in your game, you go, oh my God, why is my striker run back when I've told him to make a run into the box and I've just lost a goal because of it and you're pissed off, blah, blah, blah. You'd be pissed off too. And everyone agrees with him. Again, ignorance in FC26 causing people to not enjoy the game. If you guys are a good player, you might have noticed already. What has happened here is, and this is so important for just not this example, but so many others. If you tell your player to make a run and you flick the right stick in any direction, almost everyone has creative runs turned on, but almost everyone also has the indicator turned off because it is turned off by default when you turn the trainer off. So when this guy is flicked LB or clicked LB towards this player, he is also, as you can see, gone to turn back with his right stick. So look, player starts running that way because this guy's gone to turn back. You can see the angle of his pass. What that means is when he's an LB, you won't be able to see it. But if you had the trainer on, this guy's making a creative run in this direction. I would have just kept running, by the way. If this guy didn't pass to the striker over here, he would have kept running all the way back here to about the halfway. Like, I don't know when they stopped doing the creative run. But because this guy doesn't know the mechanic, and because no one down here doesn't know the mechanic, it's scripting, it's DDA, I hate the game, when really it's just ignorance in how the game works. Now, not to shit on anyone here, right? I didn't know about creative runs until a few years ago and started taking the game a bit more serious. But it leans into all of these posts from before about people saying scripting, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is the reason they hate the game. And often, and not always, but often, it's just being bad at the game, which is fine. I get 11 wins. I am not the best player, but understanding it makes it a lot easier to take. If I could find one Reddit post throughout the entire video to sum up the problem with FC, FIFA, in terms of not just this game, but the decline over the past 3 years, it would be this Reddit post right here. And what it represents, not to go deep, but what it represents, okay? This is the result of play X amount of games. You guys have seen, right? Tournaments and events this year, if they have a play X amount of games as one of the rewards, one of the objectives, people are going to rubber band the fuck out of it, okay? Now, it makes sense. People want rewards and they want to just not put that, that much effort in. They want the rewards. However, if you guys remember in FIFA 14, FIFA 15, when we do talk about these earlier FIFAs and I say that they were just as bad, or maybe it's, basically the earlier FIFAs had issues as well. One thing the earlier FIFAs didn't have, was people not wanting to play the game. In FIFA 14, basically, if you played the game, it's because you wanted to play it, because there was no real rewards apart from like the seasons and stuff. But think about it, if you were playing FIFA 14, you were just playing to enjoy the game. That was your sole purpose. Yes, there were some rewards in there, but that's not why you were playing. The recent FC cycle, you read this here, then the recent FC25, FC24, FIFA 23, what do people care more about? Playing the game to enjoy it, or to get foot champs rewards, rival rewards, live event rewards, gauntlet rewards, squad battle rewards. People want rewards to improve their team. People want to make this better, right? People want R9. People want the fodder to go and do Sophia Wilson. People want the card. Now, what that means is that people don't care about the game, and that is the single, and I mean it, I think the single worst thing long-term for FC is the more reward-focused the game gets, which kind of makes sense. It's a dopamine game. I've said for a while, FC is a mobile game on the console. But the more that happens, the more and more the game dies, because the gameplay becomes less and less important, and then you get everyone complaining about the gameplay, the bounce backs and whatever. And I'm going to be honest, this year, for me, I've enjoyed the gameplay more than any other game. Not because it's changed, not because the gameplay has been better, but because I've tried to care less about rewards and care about having a fun formation, using fun players, using, triangles in the game, and basically enjoying it as much as possible. And I recommend, by the way, it's like almost a mentality switch. Go and enjoy it as much as possible. It's the best way to do it, right? Comments are hating, but I get it, man. Sitting holding L2 for 10 minutes every other game drains the fun out of playing. The people hating are the people going, oh, I need to get rewards, right? They're not hating or whatever. They're almost saying, oh, let the guy get rewards, you're winning, whatever. Like, I get it, but it never happened in old FIFAs, and I think that's just the single worst thing we've seen in terms of like the way the game's changed over the past few years. Now, a lot has been going around recently. I think this is actually on the Pemphasis thumbnail for the video he made, which is funny. But obviously, guys, remember the trailer at the start of the year. This year was different because it was about EA not making a movie trailer. They did a thing of, okay, we're gonna hear you out, we're gonna make the game better. We hear you. You guys remember the trailer? If not, go and watch it. It's all about how we're gonna make the game amazing this year and listen to the community, right? And of course, what's been going around recently is the game, and what EA have done with FC is that they've done nothing of what they said, right? Nothing of what they said has been implemented into the game. Bounce backs are worse than ever. They said playstyles, by the way. If you don't remember, they said playstyles will not be as important this year. That is probably the worst one they said. And I think you got to call them out on this, is that I don't think EA know how to fix the game in the way they want to do it. But there's also a second problem. The problem is not everyone wants the same thing, so it's an impossible task to even claim to be doing. But I think there are a few things, not all, but a few things that a lot of people do want. Nerf AI defending, nerf playstyles, and most importantly, improve stats. We've seen it with passing recently. Try and nerf bounce backs. I imagine bounce backs are a lot harder to nerf because it's a weird in-game mechanic. You got it there. They heard the wrong people who are bad at the game and need AI defending. Who remembers? Leave a like on the video if you remember the day one patch for FC26 when AI defending didn't exist and the games were like 10-9, but it was so fun. Who remembers the day one patch? Like I say, that was the best version of FC26. Now, if we had that now, people would still complain because people always complain the later in the game cycle. If you didn't realize that, every year on FC, the later the game goes on, people complain more and more. And a lot of people are saying we are dumb for believing them. Who thinks at FC27 we'll see a very similar trailer and a lot of people will still buy the game? I'll be buying the game, and again, I want to clear this out. I enjoy the game. I enjoy making coins. I enjoy the gameplay. A lot of this is negative, but I really do. But is anyone here thinking they're not going to buy FC27? Let me know down below. Is anyone thinking they're not going to buy FC27? Or are you guys like me and go, you know what? I don't mind it. I play casually. I trade. We make a lot of coins around here. If you follow the channel, you subscribe, you'll make a lot of coins. And we enjoy the game. So I don't know. Are you guys buying FC27? Or do you guys think they're going to pull this up? We hear you bullshit again and it won't be what they actually promise. And maybe we'll get an even worse game next year. I don't know. We're meant to be having the My World next year, remember? If you've not seen the My World, like a NBA 2K kind of thing, I think that's coming next year. We'll have to wait and see. Because EA needs to try and combat GTA 6 that's coming out, because that'll definitely lead to a drop in players. So we'll see how that comes. We'll see what they give us FC27 for the trailer. But there's still a lot of FC26 to go with Team of the Season and footies and everything. Right, we've got some nostalgia to end the video. But before that, why not give something that I've tried myself and really recommend to anyone not enjoying the game right now? Now, I'm not going to make you go and read this whole essay, but if you want to go find this post on the Reddit, it's a really good post. As you can see, really good post. The code's there if you want it, if you want to just skip this and go and use a formation you like. And again, I'm not going to go through and read all this. Shout out to this guy dropping a 4-4-2 gegenpressing tactic that gives plenty of passing options at all times. Really aggressive though. So by the way, this doesn't mean more wins. This is not a more wins formation, but this is now, I think, everyone here who's not enjoying the game as much as they could should go and try and play the game. Use players that you want and use an aggressive attacking formation where you're going to concede goals, by the way. You're going to concede a load of goals, but enjoy the game. At the end of the day, unless you're someone, by the way, going for 15-0 in Elite Division, this doesn't apply, right? You guys know what you're doing. If you're going for 15-0 in Elite Division, you can have to be a little bit more defensive, obviously. This is not going to win you, tournaments, right? But a 4-4-2 gegenpressing formation, essentially with short passing, extreme depth, box-to-box and playmaker with like wing backs and false backs and stoppers. The stopper's aggressive, by the way. That's, if you're with the high line, makes it really aggressive high line. You're going to concede a lot of goals with this, but I recommend playing this in Rivals. I don't recommend playing this in Champs, because if you're someone that cares a lot about your Champs record, you might rage. But I really recommend going and trying a formation like this, because it seems crazy at first, but at the end of the day, why do you play Rivals? You play Rivals if you're still playing Rivals at this state of the game. Even things like Gauntlet, that maybe like we said before, get a few rewards, but it's kind of like the filler game mode throughout the week, right? To have a little bit of fun on the game, test some things. For me, using formations like this changed Rivals into, well, I've got to get 15 points to get rewards, into I can't wait to play Rivals because I don't care about my record. reward. I can lose 10 games, get relegated to Division 2 or whatever it would be, and I'm fine. I don't care. Like, the rewards aren't going to be game-changing on that Thursday morning. You're going to get nothing in Division 1 and nothing in Division 2. So use formations like this and bring the joy back to the game like it is FIFA 14, where you just play for the sake of playing. But yeah, go and check out this Reddit post here if you want the full in-depth tactics. But I really want to drop something. And maybe I might start doing tactics videos on a second channel. But at the end of the day, who wants tactic videos from a 12 wins player? Probably not anyone. So maybe one day we'll push up the wins. We'll try and get better at the game. And I'd love to drop tactics like this. The 4-4-2 gegenpressing, 4-2-3-1 with the 3 central attacker midfielders to then do triangles. I love doing formations like that. They just make the game a little bit more enjoyable. So I am planning on possibly doing a second channel at some point, just to make the game, it'll be a gameplay channel, but we're not talking Team Hullet. We're talking just a little bit of me, making the game more enjoyable, giving player reviews on fun players. I'd love to do something like that in the future. Right, what a way to end then on some nostalgia. Okay, this is a FIFA 15 real screenshot. We've seen that modded screenshot going around. You might have seen it in the thumbnail as well. This is a real screenshot from FIFA 15. I want to ask you guys, because there's a lot of talk about the Frostbite engine and how the game looks in game. Do you think the game looks better right now or worse than it did back in the FIFA 15? I think it looks better. I think it'd be stupid to say it looks worse. But I don't think you get away with this maybe in FUT Champs, because obviously this is like Atletico versus Real. This is more of a friendly game, might even be career mode. I do think there's something to be said for the aesthetic of old FIFAs when you go and watch them. The game can look more fluid, and I'm not sure that's always better for gameplay, but it definitely can look more fluid. What do you guys think? Do you prefer the old FIFA aesthetics, or do you think it's a little bit of nostalgia BS and you just prefer the new ones, and the old ones, when you go and look back, look a little bit crap? And when I'm talking old, I'm not talking like 2012 and behind that. I'm talking FIFA 14, 15, 16. That sort of retro, but not too old, still like nice graphics. If we got this sort of a game, gameplay, but maybe a little bit enhanced graphics, you could argue that's what FC26 is, but I think at times this does look better. Maybe for a more scenic view of the game. Like, of course, I've not played career mode this year. I know that there's the authentic gameplay style in career mode that people do play. I've not played that this year, so let me know down below if you have, and it actually is quite good. But there's a lot of nostalgia going around on the Reddit. I'm sure you guys will have seen, and this always happens when people are not enjoying the current game. They want to go back to the old games. And speaking of nostalgia, just yes or no, I want to know down below, yes or no, if they brought back the green line chemistry system, so what you can see on the screen here, would you guys think it's better or worse than the current system? Because my hot take on this, and I think you got to get ready for this, I think EA are going to very, very soon phase out chemistry from the game. Like, very, very soon, they're going to phase out chemistry completely from the game. And for good reason in terms of EA's mind. If you guys think about it, right, and you go and have a look at your squad right now, chemistry almost, if the way EA want the game to be played, is ignore the red card. The chemistry is like a last-ditch thing, like almost relating more to the old games when it made more sense to have tradable players and tradable rewards. EA now want you to spend money on Evos. They want you to spend money on SBCs, things like icon swaps or whatever it is, right? They want you to spend money on untradable players that you're not going to have coins for the market. And you go, you want to spend more FIFA points. That's what they optimize for. And chemistry is a burden to using all the players you want to use when doing Evos and different things like that. And what have we seen this year? We have seen so many full chemistry cosmetics, right? The icon cosmetics, we've got the World Tour cosmetics, we've got the Time Warp cosmetics. Not only that, what have EA been dropping? Think about it, in objectives consistently. Shadow and Hunter chem styles for free, trying to reduce their price on the market. This Shadow chem style on the market is like 200 coins, right? Because people, they just drop them for free in the objective section, which, by the way, can be a great thing, right? It removes some like chem style trading stuff, but apart from that, it's a great thing. Everyone gets Shadows and Hunters for free and can go and put them on the players. I think EA is soft launching, getting rid of chemistry. I really, really do. Maybe not for FC27, maybe like the next year, and they just keep taking like little steps towards it. I think EA want you to be able to go and do every SBC evolution in the store and not have to worry about chemistry, so you can just spend as much money on their game as possible and then go and throw everyone into your squad. And EA win, they'll try and frame it like you win. In the trailer, it'll be, oh my god, no chemistry means you can build the best team possible. But really, who misses this, right? Building hybrid squads. Who remembers YouTube? Go and have a look for the best 100k hybrid squad builder back in FIFA 17 and finding a squad, playing with it. Honestly, that was some of the most fun I've ever had on FIFA. Maybe that's nostalgia. Maybe chemistry just needs to go, but I miss this big time, man. Right, boys and girls, appreciate the support on the channel recently. Let me know, what are your thoughts basically with FC26 right now? Enjoying the game, not enjoying the game? Do you think it's scripting? Do you think scripting exists? Now, in general, what do you guys think of big creators making the videos again that I've always said I'm not a big fan of? I'm not a big fan of. The game sucks right now, unless there's huge issues with the game. And right now, I don't think there is huge issues with the game. I think there's definitely problems, but not huge issues. So let me know what you guys think about the whole creators. Do you think Kurt coming back to the game could happen? Do you think Kurt could come back? Thoughts on AA9 Skills? I used to watch AA9 Skills a lot when I was growing up, so that is sad that he feels like he's in a state where he's not going to play the game as much anymore anyway. But yeah, boys and girls, like always, until next time, I'll see you all in a